Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Piper Academy Network. I am Army Piper, and this is the Morning Market Report. We got some green going on, guys. We got some job numbers, and it came in horrible. Horrible. We back to bad news is good news. Maybe not. I got some data that I'm going to show you guys that shows why we got a good pump rally in the market. But it does look like, as of right now, rate cuts are off the table for the next FOMC. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to break down the chart, show you guys where you could be looking at for some, retest support, maybe some rejection areas for some shorts. We're going to look at all of that today, guys. But good morning. Welcome, everyone. It's time. Let's go ahead and do it. You guys know what time it is. Class is in session. All right, guys. So yeah, you can see right there, getting a little rally on Bitcoin, trying to move up. You can see it. It's beautiful. It's perfect bounce off of the prime pivot, weekly pivot level, and now pushing up into mother's milk. We are deep into mother's milk right now, closing in on the dynamic reactor and the quantum reactor. But we got a lot of news to unravel today. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring up my co-host, the man with perfect hair, the OC guy. What's up, dude?
But, Piper, it's been a long time since you didn't catch meetings, so there we go. There you go. So we don't lose the tradition.
I even heard the crunch. The crunch was glorious in that. Glorious crunch there. So,
Oh man.
good morning, man. How you doing, bro? How you feeling about the markets? We got bad jobs data. People are losing jobs. Yay! No, they're actually unemployment came down. But
Yeah.
the level of jobs being uploaded was way, way under the proposed. We'll get into that. But how you feeling about the markets right now?
Oh man, I don't know. I would say that this is not time to celebrate, but let's go Bitcoin. Come on, you can do it. I've been waiting for this little pump for a little yeah.
Boom shakalaka!
I know, but I mean we just broke a trend line that we have been forming. Nonetheless, we are running into the dynamic reactor. I think that we're gonna break it. Our consolidation score it's 9, so very close to breaking out that range. Hopefully we can make it. Horrible numbers, just like you mentioned, but also opens up other possibilities. Yesterday we had a member, I think, in Charter Hackers that was a little bit worrying a little bit too much on it. I wanted to bring this up because at the end of it all, nothing major had happened. In fact, things like seems like in the short, immediate time time frame it play out very nicely, but I think that has to do with what this might cost, like the rates, right? Like cutting rates and being better
Well,
for the economy.
I'm going to go ahead and address. I'm going to go ahead and address the reason for today's pump rally, because you're not going to find it anywhere on the economic calendar. You're not going to find it at any of those places. It's just one little place. Watch this. We go here to the CES on the Bureau of Labor Statistics.gov. It's the total non-farm benchmark revisions by the year. We go down to 2024. You guys remember it was 818,000 jobs was what was in the preliminary report in August. Right there, 2024, okay? It revised to 598,000 jobs because these are in thousands. You'll see here, difference in thousands. So we had a major drop in those revisions, which is why we're seeing all those big numbers that popped on. And so despite getting what we saw there on non-farm payrolls coming in at 143K, we did have another big revision up. We were expected to be as low as 170, maybe 205, and we hit 143. And I'm going to break down in the news, but there's actually some analysts from CNBC that were talking about how the stock market could react to the jobs reports. And you'll see here, let's remember, we came in at 143. If we come in between, this is the analyst over there. They said if we come in between 110 and 150,000 jobs, it's a 25% chance. This outcome would put pressure on stocks, sending the S&P down 0.5 to 1.25%. So based on job numbers, we should have dropped this morning, right? Even, smart analyst at JP Morgan said that. But what we actually saw off of these numbers come in is rally across the board. Let's click this and look here. Dow Jones is flat. It's about 0.04, Russell 2K 0.4. But you can see S&P and NASDAQ not looking like a 0.5% to 1.25%. So, I do believe all because of that major annual revision to a better perspective, right? From 818,000 over to 500 some thousand. So about almost 300,000 job difference in that report from the preliminary to now. So, but yeah, it's interesting how these job numbers, you get bad data and it moves, but there's always some underlying reasons for it. But let's go ahead and jump into the news since we already started with some news, and let's get into all this data, what we're seeing here. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Alexander G, Trade Intuition, in here with us right now. Retro Mike Tech, he said the pump is because our conference ended and we finally got the time to go on a buying spree. There you go. Retro Mike Tech said, you can thank him. You can thank him. So, who else we got here? Roman Brave in his house. He said, good morning. Good morning to you, man. Good morning. BC Port Corp in here with us right now. Georgios, man, you've got to pronounce your name. I am butchering it. OC, how would you say that name? Georgios? It looks like it's Greek. I think it's Greek.
I would say that. Yeah, I think you got it right, Georgios,
okay,
or something like that. Something like But again, I'm thinking that's how you pronounce it, just like Giancarlo.
I'm just going to call him G Money,
like Italian and stuff like that.
I'm going to call him G Money. Nice. That is G Money from now on. G Money in the house with us. Bucks in here with us. True Duke is in the house. If I missed anybody's names, I apologize, but we're going to get into this. I see Randy in here too. Shout out to you, man. Awesome. Let's get it. Let's get the news and let's get into these charts because I want to talk about what I'm seeing on the charts. Let's go to the news. Batman. Let's bring this in. Get that going. Perfect. And then I got that weird line again. Jesus. Amateur hour here on the Piper Academy Network. All right, guys. Total market cap coming in right now, $3.25 trillion. We are 5.16% undervalued still on the trend of the total market cap. So there you go. We got some more upside to go. Looking here at the total, at the Bitcoin risk, currently sitting at 58.9%. Let's go over here and look at the dominance. Dominance up to 61% with stables. Without those stable coins sitting at 65.65. Bitcoin dominance continuing to crush it. And let's go check out the fear and greed over here. Fear and greed index, bring it in and let's pull it over. Looking like right now we are at 44. We're still in fear as of right now. So, guys, let it happen. Let it happen. Let's look at the crypto bubbles here on the daily. Sea of green. On the hourly, even more green. Let's drop down and check a look at these prices. Bitcoin up 0.8% right now. On the daily, sitting at 99,477. Looking at Ethereum at $2,781, up 0.04 on the daily, making a move of 1.1% on the hourly. XRP moving back in to position number 3, up 3.9% at $2.50. Key psychological resistance level. Be careful. Solana's at 201.65, just moving up a little bit there at 1.9% up to the upside. Let's see. Cardano kind of flat. Tron, meh. Chainlink's up 1.3% at 19.63. Cardano closing in on 75 cents. I do want to point that out though. Stellar Lumen's moving up one spot to number 13, up 2.7% today. Any other big movers? Litecoin moved up 1.9% back in the top 20. Let's see. Polkadot's 3.8%. Mantra is up 7.5%. 7.7% on Ondo. That's a good move. That's out of the top 20, but I'm still looking at the big movers here. Okay, yeah. Barra, guys, got listed on Coinbase, down 40% now. So there you go. You get that one. Let's go check out the stock market here. Give this a refresh. Looks like right now the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ all green right now. Russell 2K still down 0.39, and the VIX is in the red, which is a good thing. We don't want to see that go green. 10-year yield is getting a move up today. It's at 4.485 on the U.S. 10-year. Let's look at oil. Oil. Yeah. Oil was dropping pretty good. It's up a little bit today, getting about 1%. Gold is at $2,898 right now, up 0.78%, 28.99, about to break $2,900, guys. Silver is at $32.97. Copper up 2.54%. Shout out to BC Port Corp. We looked at that together. There you go. He's got his copper move in. Platinum up about 0.93 and palladium down 0.7%, under $1,000. Let's go and check out this. I want to show you guys what these percentages we're talking about. We just looked at this, but they were saying if it came in with more than 230,000 jobs added, which was only a 5% chance, it would fall. They were saying it would fall. Okay. But if it came in between 190 and 230, then it would gain 0.25 to 1.25. Okay. As of right now, we are up 0.19. So we're almost where they said it would be at if we broke 230,000 jobs there. The second best outcome for bulls, despite the range, including a cooler than expected print at 150 to 190, they thought that would have the markets gain 0.25 to 0.75. Guys, we came in way under that, and they were way off because of those numbers that I showed you. Big revision there. Let's go ahead and look at these numbers and let's talk about it. Non-farm payrolls, all this came in this morning. 143,000 after they revised. This was 256K. They revised it to 307,000. So upside revision. Shocker. Don't normally see that. We normally see it the other way. Then consensus and forecast was between 170 to 205, came in at 143, well below. Unemployment did drop. They were expecting it to be neutral at 4.1. It's only 4% now. So that's another reason for the market move to the upside, despite these weak numbers. Average hourly earnings was higher than expected. So people are getting paid more. Average hourly earnings year over year was expected to be a drop, 3.8 to 3.9, actually came in higher again. So it came in neutral at 4.1, above the expectations, I should say. And the participation rate was higher than expected. It looks like 0.1% more people are trying to participate in the labor market than expected. So we do have Michigan consumer sentiment that's coming in at the top of the hour here. We'll try to come back and take a look at that. Let's take a look at next week. We have some stuff. Core inflation next week supposed to be coming in. Looks like inflation is on its way back up. And then, CPI, what else? PPI coming in next month. Looks like it's going up. And then retail sales look like it's dropping down. So looks like the economic stuff of next week all looking like they're projecting it to be worse than expected. However, what I want to point out is this. We have a strengthening of the labor market. At the same time, we have a threat of rising inflation. That means that it is very likely that we are not going to see a rate cut anytime soon. And if you look at the newest data from the CME group for 19 March, there's not a FOMC in February. 19 March, we're looking at let's refresh this. This might even be different now. Let's see. 91.5% chance of no change for the rates. So no rate hike, no rate cut projected as of right now on the front for the FOMC for March. Let me restart my ticker. No, it's not sure why that thing dropped off again. There you go. Ticker back for you guys right there. But yeah, so right now we're looking at no rate cuts going on in that in next month. So let's jump over here to X marks the spot. Breaking December jobs report revised higher, showing 307,000 jobs. Already talked about that. You're out of here. Go ahead. Have a good day. Job employment report mixed. Yep, we talked about that. There were some mixed reports there. And we talked about that. Can we talk about this? Guys, Alex O Crypto broke 7,000 subscribers. Shout out to Alex O, and I'm sure we'll see him in a little bit. So when he drops in and you guys start seeing the otters all over the place, make sure you guys give a big congrats and a party for 7,000 subscribers for Alex O. It's awesome to see. Love that dude. He has family through and through, and I love seeing him find success in life. It is awesome. What else did I have here? Technical notes. I talked about that. I think, let's talk about this. Kentucky, folks. Kentucky joins the growing list of U.S. states to introduce a Bitcoin reserve bill. A massive vote of confidence in Bitcoin that brings the U.S. closer to a federal Bitcoin reserve. Kentucky has become the 16th U.S. state to introduce legislation aimed at establishing a Bitcoin reserve, highlighting the growing adoption of digital assets at the state level. The bill was introduced by Kentucky State Representative Theodore Joseph Roberts. It passed, and it would, if passed, it would authorize the State Investment Commission to allocate up to 10% of excess state reserves in the digital assets, including Bitcoin. It states the total amount of excess cash invested under this subsection of this section shall not, at the time of the investment is made, exceed 10%. So that is now another added list there. You can see Texas here, got New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, I believe that is. That's Oklahoma. Yeah, we got Kentucky, Illinois. Yeah, man. Do you know your states? Wyoming's on here. I know that. But yeah, we got 16 states here now on this list, guys. There's a list. Arizona, Alabama, Florida, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, North Dakota. Why is Florida not colored on here if Florida's on here? That's a good question. South Dakota, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, Utah, Kansas, and Wyoming, all making that move, setting the precedents for a federal Bitcoin reserve. So pretty interesting there. Crypto Archie in the house, dude. What is up, man? Shout out to Crypto Archie, one of the original OGs of the Jim Hunter space, and he's joined us here. I feel amazing to be graced by his presence. And I feel like your cup of coffee was in order. So let's go and get into some charts. Oh, see, that's pretty much our news for today. Shout out to Crypto Archie. I know he wants to see Caspa. Because Caspa, he just talked about he took his profits around, he de-risked at 16 to 17 cents on X. He talked about it. And then he was looking at this 8 cent mark to buy back. So I'm sure he's going to want to see some Caspa TA. So I'll knock that out also here in just a few minutes. But right now, let's go jump over to Bitcoin and take a look at what we're seeing here. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's go. All right, looking at Bitcoin here, guys, we do have a bounce off, like I was talking about earlier, right off of that weekly pivot. These are prime pivots, and it is coming up. We are pushing on the midline of Mother's Milk right there in that median margin, the MM, right below the dynamic reactor and the quantum reactor. We are approaching the zero line here on the oscillator, so keep an eye on that. Looks like money flow right now is still in the red, though, guys. After printing the power bar, though, this said, hey, look, I'm weakening. I'm getting weak. I can't do anymore. And we got that clipping of the power bar there, clipping of the True 7. And now we got to bounce off that weekly, hitting that median line, guys, but a lot of resistance sitting right here. If we go ahead and bring in some other assets here, let's go. There is our lines. You'll see we do have this long-running support band that I've been talking about here. Which is now resistance. I should make that resistance, huh? You need to be resistance, sir. Red. Go red. We do have that sitting right above us, and that has been a key level for us for support. So it will likely be another key level of resistance now coming in right across the dynamic reactor and the quantum reactor. OC, let's go ahead and kick it over to you. I want to see the anchored VWAP. Anchor VWAP, we broke that too. Let's go ahead and kick it over to you. Let's talk about that trend area that you've been watching, and then we'll come back around and we will we'll get some CASP in here and get some alt TA. What you got for us, OC?
Absolutely. Let me just bring up some things here before we proceed because I have something to show you guys. This is regarding yesterday's comment or today's comment about the numbers because despite everything that we were looking at, right, and the job numbers being horrible, we still did great, right? But let's just start first on Bitcoin. We had this trend line that we were watching. In fact, here is the previous analysis. There is this trend line. As you can see, there was an important trend line, this one and this one right here, and I was expecting that final bounce to the downside. As you can see, it played out, but it played out faster than I was expecting, which is fine, right? So once we start seeing that, we want to see the flip of the ribbon. Remember that I was also expecting that flip of the ribbon. It's already happening here, and we're pushing through the zero line. We're not there yet. All right, we're not there yet, and we could very much just turn around, right? Create a higher high and then flop all the way down. So we're not out of the blue here, guys, right? That's why I told you this is not the time to start celebrating. Although let's go Bitcoin. Give me guys 1 second. Sorry, it's I just sent MJ a picture so I can pull it up here. And she was confused about it. So there we go. Basically, we are breaking this trend line. What are we looking for? A retracement. And why is that? What will we have below this area? Of course, we have dynamic reactor. Dynamic reactor is not as thick as before, so it's pretty thin. Therefore, I do believe that we're going to have some sort of resistance, maybe 1 week retracement, and off we go to the top to the next channel in here, and then off we go. So hopefully if we can break to the zero line, we're gonna be more than happy with the results. Although, oh, look at that, nice, we just updated a better prime score. Although we have a 9 consolidation, which means that we are consolidating. Yes, we are consolidating, but also we are about to break the consolidation, which means we could be taking this high very, very soon. So once again, previous high, retracement, off we go, or retracement and then high, retracement, and off we go. We can take a look at the microstructure here. Let me just bring up maybe a little bit of my indicators to start seeing what we got. There we go. We also have a big resistance with the quantum reactor, and here we got a liquidity zone. So I'm gonna be adjusting this as a breakout liquidity, a retest in here, and then up we go. Something important that I want to bring up before I toss it over to you, Piper. It's opening this link. This is what we talked about yesterday. So, what would the best ideal number for the jobs be, right? Because this was a user that was getting very worried about selling out with not being profit or at a loss, right? So, it was important to know that lower than 800K, or the same that was announced, Piper got the number right there, lower than 818K. And as we can see, we did manage to barely be below this number, although those are not good numbers. They were better of what it was published on the first time, thus creating a better movement in the markets of what we were expecting. So let's keep a close eye on what Bitcoin might be doing, because we could have a very nice surprise, because at this point it's time for me to once again, and this is going to be the final change that I do to this trend line. Now it's time to lock it. So let's lock this one, because we have a confirmed bounce to the upside. Therefore, the next movement could be where we have confluence. And also shout out to Chart Prime. Look at that, is recalculating a new trend line in here. So let's remove mine and let's go with Chart Prime's trend line. Seems a little bit more precise than my manual one. So other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, and that was the key yesterday. I said, look, if we come in with the revision below 800,000, we could see a good rally, and that's what we talked about, and that's what we got. So, and again, no one puts that data out. You got to go hunt for that information. So that's what I try to do for you guys. Let's go jump in on Kaspa. I want to talk about that and address Retro Mike text comment too. But first I want to give a shout out to Alexandra G. Alexandra G dropping 5 memberships in the group, and I appreciate you much. She's also just dropped $20 in super chats over on Alex O Crypto Show. I'm watching Alex O here. I'm watching us here. But shout out to all the new members that we just got, guys. What do we get? Who we got here? We got Joel Vasquez, Crypto Chef, John Foster Crypto, Drew, and Lunchable Connoisseur, all picking up those gifted memberships. Shout out to the newest members. We appreciate having you guys here. And shout out to Alexandra G, the mod queen, Randy in the house with us. He said, what is up? I've said, hey, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? All right, let's go do it. Emma Coiner, we got Emma in the house too. Emma's in here with us. We got to get Emma creating content, guys. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys think Emma needs to become the newest face in the space, because I would love to get her on the show and, you know, help her out. I love Emma. If you guys don't know who Emma is Papa Randy's other daughter, Randy Hipper's sister. And she's I think she needs to make this move. Make this move, Emma. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys agree. And if you are over there on X watching us, make sure you get in here and check us out on the YouTube. Make sure you come over and smash that like. We appreciate all of you guys watching this no matter where you are. Let's go check out Kaspa right now, though. And let's talk about this chart because we are seeing a continuation of downside movement. And I will point out that right now we did get a bounce. There's a couple of levels here I want to show you. And I've had this number on here, this 0.079 for quite a while, coming in at the phase 3618. This is the phase 3 golden pocket. He goes back here, and I said, look, if we lose, this was green. It was support. This whole block was. And I said, if we lose this level, we have one last hopium here. And you can see the play that we did between that phase 4 and phase 3 golden pocket in this play right here. Also, if you take a look, that's about the last node of any serious volume before you start to drop down to this level, which is coming in at about 4.9 cents. If we come over here and take a look at what we're doing right now, we are getting a rejection right at this level. That pink line that you see right underneath that, guys, that is also the value area low of the fixed range volume profile. So key resistance there, overlapping for confluence. Let's go throw on what we're seeing here on the prime pivots. And we also have a resistance level that we're beneath that was a support. But we got our bounce off the bottom support level, support 3, support 2 now is now sitting above us as resistance. So this area right here is going to be critical to get through. I do want to point out money flow is in the red, meaning money is still exiting on Kaspa. Retro Mike Tech brought up a comment on here. Yep, look at all the one in the chats. I love it. Retro Mike Tech brought up a comment here. If you guys don't know Retro Mike Tech, he's a guru of mining. He said the top of the line Kaspa miner is now unprofitable unless you have 0.08 kilowatt per hour or less power price, and only a few large industrial miners are mining in profit. And even at that, it's only $2 per day profit. So that's the problem with Kaspa right now. And Crux brought this up a long time ago that the problem is doing their halving cycles the way that they are. They're not 4 year. They're much quicker, much quicker, that the technology would get to a point where it was just not feasible. And then I'm sure that there's Retro Mike Tech's going to drop another 1,000 reasons why on the mining side. Like I said, the guru of mining, Retro Mike Tech, on Kaspa. So be very careful with Kaspa. I took all my profits out at 21 cents. You guys know this. Moved it all into Bitcoin after buying at 3.5 to 4.5 cents here in our community. So Kaspa, be very careful. Used to love this project, but when everyone started loving this project and Retro Mike Tech said, hey, you might want to pay attention to this, that was my cue. Cue taken. Appreciate you, Retro Mike Tech. What is up, everybody? All right, let's go get into some more alts, man. OC, we got, I just did Kaspa. We got Bitcoin knocked out. I do want to show one thing on Bitcoin real fast, actually. And then we'll take a look at alts. So get your alts ready, folks. If we jump over to here, we're going to bring you up on here with me, OC. News cam. There we go. If you take a look here at what we're seeing, guys, we do have a heat liquidity zone on the heat map right now, coming in at about $102,000 to $103,000. There's about $100 million sitting up there in liquidity. I do see that we could be heading up to that zone. Looking here at a weekly, guys, there's not much. I mean, there's greens, light greens, but nothing as hot as this one right now. Let's take a look at like the 3-day though. 3-day, we're in a heat zone that we talked about that's in this $99,000 to $100,000 range. Right now, key level that we're going to have to get through, $100,000, but potentially 103 incoming on Bitcoin. That's all I got there. OC, let's kick it over to your alts and let's see what you got, bro.
Let's go. Hey, Retro Mike Tech. I do have a question for you. I have 2 Raspberry Pis and a 1999 Pentium 4 PC. What can I mine with that? Just kidding. But I'm going full solar, my friend, and I'm looking to maybe getting a ASIC to mine or something. What would you recommend for me? I have a super habit of 10% over my whole house production, so I think that would be a great project. I used to mine Kryptonite because I'm an architect and used to have a bunch of graphics cards for rendering.
Mine Litecoin, bro. Just mine Litecoin.
Man, last time that I mined Litecoin, when I was starting to mine Litecoin, they hacked the pool that I was in and I lost all my Litecoin, man. It was so frustrating. Yeah, I know. And then I migrated to Zcash and then Zencash, which was then, well, Zen, right? So I loved it. I made a bunch of money, to be honest, and it's something that I really like. But yeah, I'm going to be looking into that, Piper. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at Pendle. Yesterday I gave this signal on Pendle. Let's take a look at what's happening because it's time to adjust the signal at this point. Why is that? Because at this point you can see right here, Pendle for our crossing trend line. We are crossing the trend line. Remember that I tried to set up my alerts so I can react to what's happening. What's happening right now is that before we did not have a loud order block. Remember, the order blocks are dynamic. Why? Because they represent order books. In order books, it is where me and you and everybody else that is in a broker place an open order, not taken yet order, right? Not yet taken an order. So nobody's stopping you or me or anybody that is putting that order block to cancel that position before it's taken. Right, so we need to be aware of this because these order blocks are dynamic, and for me, they represent interest on the markets. Thus, they are magnetic. But we have a lot of order blocking here. Most possibly, we could gonna be rejecting. So I'm gonna be adjusting this a little bit early, like this, in my bouncing back zone. You know what? Let's just get rid of it. It's gonna be something a little bit more like this, maybe breakout, retest, looking for this area, and then off we go. Our entry point is going to be between, let me just get between 353 or maybe 336, somewhere again along this trend line. We have dynamic reactor coming in strong, and also we have a great predictive range right there. Let's see if we have something else. Just liquidity areas in here and also ranging areas. So most likely I'm going to be editing my entry point as we come back down, as I also see a flip of the ribbon because we are on flipping areas right here. You see flipping areas, flipping areas, flipping areas on the line, and above we are on flipping areas. So I need to wait for that flip of the ribbon to then start hunting the bottom, and then as soon as I see liquidity jumping in with money flow or volume in here, well, you know what to do. Remember, wait for the FOR or flip of the ribbon, and there you go, guys. Pendle. Let me go and take a look at LTC Litecoin because it's been playing out fantastically since we took a look at the Wyckoff strategy here, or the Wyckoff pattern. So coming back, little range, V-shaped recovery equals, remember this is the first time I told you, 70% chances of ranging. And what we did, we range, fantastic range. Remember I gave you the ranging parameters. It was somewhere around, what was it? Here we go, 106 and 98. So the first thing that we saw was this bottom. So we adjusted and we were looking for the first short in here. Remember, we were looking for this first short. What happened is that instead of that short, we got an early long that we missed. So then we shorted. Yesterday we longed it, and today we just have entered into a short. Remember, stop loss is mandatory because when you're trading the ranges as I traded, getting stopped at on one position only on profit should be the way out. Why? Because you long the way up, right? And you hold it. You short the way down, rinse and repeat until it breaks out, takes you out on a stop loss on one position. But in the meantime, you did 1, 2, 3 full gains and then one stop loss. I think that will be a pretty good scenario right there. So be careful, still use a stop loss. I think this is going to be our stopped out version. So, but we already have done 2 successful trade on Litecoin. Let's go Litecoin. And finally, just to wrap it up and turn it up to you, Piper, I want to go over my alerts and take a look at Disney. Disney, we've been following up. There we go. It did enter our entry. Hopefully you guys have entered here. By the way, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. Nonetheless, I enter here with half of a position, and remember I have my next allocation with another half of a position right down here. But my second allocation will only be as I break back above my zero line. So far I'm on profits. I might be moving my stop 2 and 3 depending on what the next 8 hours looks like. So just an update for you guys on Disney, because despite I hate Disney, well then, if that can make me money, let's go for it. So turning it back to you, Piper.
I just subscribed to Emma's channel. I just want you to know that. I just subscribed. I'm a subscriber now.
Nice.
So shout out. Alexandra G said she was number one. She was first. Retromite Tech was second. I don't know where I'm at, but I'm a subscriber, and that's what matters. If you guys didn't see that link, go subscribe to Emma's channel. Emma Coiner coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. Guys, we just got some data that just came in. I want to jump over and talk about this. I just showed you where Bitcoin was at some major resistance levels, right? Well, now looking at this, Dow Jones, S&P, and the NASDAQ all falling now. Why? It's going to be because of this Michigan consumer sentiment that just came in, guys. They were expecting it to be 71.1 to 72, came in at 67.8. That is a weak expectation for how people feel. They know inflation's coming back. Now the sentiment of the consumer also dropping. So, guys, there you go. We are seeing that sell off now. And if we go look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see we got a pullback. Let me go to Bitcoin. That would be the one. Yep, right there. We did get the pullback. Once you see this is going to be right on the median line of mother's milk on the prime pivots here. Come on, load for me. Load, baby. Right there. Dynamic reactor rejection. That's 1 point. And then the second point coming in right there, the middle line of our prime pivot. So let me turn off the support resistance zones. You'll see it even better. Got that rejection on that consumer, Michigan consumer sentiment leaving the median margin, guys, and looking like some sell-off now. So might be looking at some shorts. Let's go and check out a couple of tokens here. I want to check out Ondo. Looking at Ondo, we are rejecting right now on the 0.236. We do have a point of control coming in right beneath us, though, right here at about $1.33, $1.34 in that range. Looks like money flow is trying to curve up. If this does come back, watch for a bounce somewhere in between this range here at what $1.35 to $1.34, and look for an entry there if we do get a little pullback. I don't think this Michigan consumer sentiment is going to last too long on the sell-off today. If we look at the daily here, I just want to point this out. We are still on a lightening of the color on the histogram, and we are getting that push up. True 7 is clipping on the daily right now. We're getting an uptrend on the Oscillator Pro and hitting that 30% range on the RSI Prime. Guys, looking like it could get another rally here going on it. Off of that. So just be aware, we do have a little bit of a pullback happening right now with the charts. So did we get Alex Owen here? Is Alex Owen in the house? Did he join us? I see our numbers jumped up to like 137. So I'm going to assume that he did. Yes, he did. Alex O, Crypto, and the OGs, the Otter Gang, enter into the house. Appreciate all of you guys being here. Alex O, if you're in here, dude, congrats, 7,000 subscribers. That's amazing, bro. We love seeing it. We love hearing it. And I hope that you continue to grow, man. We're growing together. That's what we're doing. We're almost to 7,000 ourselves. We are like, right now, we are about, let's go look here. Go look. Got to look and see. We are, let's see here, 64 people away from breaking 7,000 ourselves. So I love seeing it, Alex O. Love seeing it, dude. OC, let's go ahead and knock out some alts now that we got this Michigan consumer sentiment that came in top of the hour, giving us a little pullback in the markets. Could be some opportunity knocking. I hear that sound right now. Let's go jump over to your chart, see what you got, bro.
Absolutely. Username, I don't know what's going to be second place, but I can tell you what I first place on. How you called it? Let me read burial card. I don't know, man. We need to get together for another video game session. I think that would be awesome, guys. So let us know if you want us to host maybe a video game online for members. And we can get together and do something on the weekends. Something important that we've been looking at OM, guys. Remember, we had a plan, and also shout out to Crypto Trades, because without him, I would have missed this entry. So basically, we came up with a half an entry, where at areas of big support right here. Remember, we entered for half of a position right there. We were waiting for a pullback. But look at that. It's almost perfectly playing. Maybe 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, 4 candles, 5 candles off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 candles off or 4 candles off, depending on what you look at. But look at that beautiful breakout that we have right now. So that makes us this entry right here. Our stop loss should be right at our previous low, and then give it a little bit of a wiggle room. Although we should be hitting half of an entry, depending on what your wallet size should be. you should be taking half of the half what you got in there, right? So moving stop to entry, remember that, and taking TP number one at these areas. If you miss this area, oops, sorry about that. If you miss this area, this is also a good area to start taking some profits, especially since we are seeing a couple of rollbacks in the market, right? So half 50% out. Let me do that percentage, 50% out, and then TP number two is gonna be at 7 at 13. At that point, I'll just trail it. I'm not gonna be taking anything else, just trailing it with let me show you, because I don't even know what percentage I'm gonna be trailing it. I'm going to be trailing it this percentage, which is a 6% trail. We had a retracement in here. Remember, I told you guys. In fact, let's see. There we go. This was my daily analysis right here. We had the pause. We have the pullback in here. Your opportunity as we have flip of the ribbon. And at that point, I think we're gonna be hitting next 2,953 before we drop back down. That is on the daily because that's where we have big order blocks and also big volume allocation. Let me see if I can bring it up. Well, there we go. We also have a predictive range all the way up there. So could be a good rally. Could be a good rally. And this candle also looks good. Something that is important, guys. This is so parabolic that last time we had such a parabolic rally, what happened? We had a big dump. So this parabolic rally, be careful with it, because when we start crossing the parabolic area here, we could be going to visit dynamic reactor. I'm not bearish at this point. How could we be bearish at this point, right? But remember, everything that goes up needs to come back down. So be careful. Remember to enter on retracements. And also for me, gold, it's a long run. I will be holding my gains for a little while. So passing it over to you, my friend.
Yep. Shout out to Alex. Though I see him in here now, dude. Congrats on your 7,000. We've already talked about it like all morning long on the show, but now that you're here, thank you. There you go. Also, guys, we just dropped some super chats. Looked like Retro Mike Tech dropped a $5 super chat asking for virtuals. So I will go take a look at that one next. Also, I dropped a $10 10 memberships. And then also Alex O dropped 5 memberships. So on top of the memberships that we already had dropped, who else dropped some here? French Toaster gifted 5 memberships also. So Alexander G, French Toaster, myself, Alex O Crypto. We're just throwing out memberships today. So congrats to all of our new members. We love having you guys here just in time. All right, let's go check out the virtuals for Retro Mike Tech. He said, can you do that for a fine member? I got you, bro. Gang. Pennywise in the house. Let's go check out virtuals and we'll see how that's looking real fast here. Let me just pull this up. Virtuals. There we go. All right, let's get over to the chart. Let's check it out. So let's see what we're looking like here on virtual protocol on the 4-hour MEXC right now. We are getting a rejection off of the weekly pivot, bro. We need to get above this level. This is coming in at $1.34.6. So need to get a break above that OC retest before I would do anything on it. But it's looking at the levels that we're at. Let's put this on the daily and let's just talk about, is this a buy zone for virtuals? Personally, I think that we're back at like some key levels back here. I don't know, man. Let's pull a fixed range volume profile over here. The AI narrative of the AI agents narrative, I should say, has really played out like, a rug pull. Let's be honest. And we're not seeing a whole lot from it. I want to turn all of these Fibonacci's off and let's just take a look what we're seeing here. Yeah, we don't have a point of control on all of this price range here. So you had a big consolidation period here with a big volume node. Where we are right now is resistance on this volume node. And it's just a big gap down to that point of control. And that point of control is at 38 cents. So I don't know that unless we get above this pivot here and start to just, get some moves up, I don't know that I would feel like this is doing anything for us. Let's take a look at the monthly pivots. But I would probably leave virtuals alone, in my opinion. my humble opinion, not financial advice. Let's go take a look at the monthly prime pivots here to just see how that's looking. Yeah, you can see here we're below the dynamic reactor on the daily. We do have a support level coming in right down here at 73.30, but we're not even close to our mother's milk range, our monthly pivot, nothing. We're way below it. So I would leave virtuals alone at this point unless you're looking to trade it. Then sure, wait for this another retest here on the weekly pivot and short that bad boy. So that's what I'm seeing there though on virtuals. Let's pass it back over to you, OC.
Absolutely. Render. Let's see. Let's take a look at render. That was a request from C90FT. Render looking good-ish or better here, but we still need to be very, very careful. Render something that I don't like. It is basically the cutout of the breakout of the trend, and we'll see that in a minute. Nonetheless, we have the odds on our side, but still we need to be intelligent or as smart as we can in this movement because this is delicate, right? We have the little range V-shaped recovery. At this point, the high not higher than the previous range that give us 70% chances of ranging, and also defined our areas of range. So basically, we're going to be grabbing either this bottom or this bottom. Since we already have a possible bottom, I'm going to be grabbing a little bit below here, and also not grabbing the wick, but in below the little range. Sorry, this other little range. This defines our bouncing range. All right. So short the top, buy the bottom, not financial advice. But what's happening here is that we should already be breaking that trend line, and that's because we bounced from here and we were going strong, and we did that first striding here, right? But while others, like for example, what was Pendle, like it was not LDO, it was Bitcoin also just breaking. Oops, that's not Bitcoin, and many others were already breaking through, right? At this point, we retrace out of it, and that candle structure is not looking good. So another thing against render, it is our prime score very bearish. In our consolidation score, I think it can goes to 8 before we start breaking, and we are still below the silver line. So man, be very careful. I think at the best case scenario, we could be having a double bottom and then a rally up. So I would say better in this one, better enter with confirmation or just a tiny bit late, and then also get out a tiny bit early just to prevent a possible rollover or trickle down to the downside. So that's what I got here. Let me just bring up my indicators really quick. And as you can see, at this point, I don't have any more support than this ranging area, which indicates me that I should be maybe moving this one lower. So maybe that's why we are not breaking through at this point. Let me see if I got anything else. Look at that support resistance not playing out along with us. Man, we are on resistance. No other support than the pattern structure and the volume ranging zone. Well, we do have a predictive range. That's 2 out of 3. And we don't have the third one. So we need to be especially careful on render. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, I'm just looking through here on the dailies just to see how everything's looking, guys. And so this is something that I do. I have the I've got my normal charts over here and I'll throw predictive ranges on it, so on and so forth, sometimes fibs, but I got my, quantum reactor, dynamic reactor. Right now on Ethereum on the daily, we do have a strong sell indicator that has fired off, just to give you guys a little heads up, rejecting off of underneath on that 50%. And you guys know if we get a rejection from beneath on a 50%, it's very bearish in my opinion. Looking at this right now, we do have RSI sitting down pretty low though. I would watch for Ethereum to come down to the golden pocket here to get a bounce up. We also do have a lower support band coming here off the predictive ranges from Chart Prime's indicators. But right now it does look like we got a true 7 clip. We do have a transition ribbon here. We've got the oversold histogram starting to come back up, and the signal line on MACD normalized. This is a MACD. This is RSI, both made by Chart Prime. They're better than the original. They're both giving us indication that if we do get a bounce here, we could be heading up. But right now, we're below that 50%. Need to retake that. That's what I'm seeing on Ethereum. Let's look at SUI right now. SUI looks like it's continuing its wave of downward motion here. Not looking like it's ready ready to go yet. Money flow is in the red still. We do have another green candle pushing down. I do think that we're going to get some lower levels here. Guys, looking here, you can see the predictive ranges. We typically trade a lot of price action between gold bands on predictive ranges, right? And it is support and resistance. You can see it right there perfectly. These things print at the very beginning, okay? And then they play out over the way. Right now, we're in a new range that has just started. So that lower level of that band is at $1.59. That upper level of that band is at $3. So you're talking about $1.50 difference to be back inside of this band, and we are just above it right now as we speak. So if we do get a little bounce up, we have a dynamic reactor here, but if we get a bounce up to this upper resistance band and then reject down, guys, we could be looking at much lower on SUI right now. Hopefully we can hold this quantum reactor in line with our upper band, and that would be great. But as of right now, that's what I'm seeing on SUI on the daily. Looking at Chainlink, seeing a lot of the same thing here. Money flow, these are old lines that I put on here before. Money flow still going down. RSI Prime starting to teeter out and get flattened, smoothed up a little bit. But the histogram giving us a hopium little piece of the histogram there, lightening up that color to give us an upside move. We do have a golden pocket right below us here. Also, that is a quantum reactor, and you can see we wicked perfectly on that thing here the other day. So we are looking decently like a bounce zone here between $18 and $17 on Chainlink. Real quick, Ondo's, here you go. This is a great example of what we want to see. I told you, trade in between the gold bands. Right now, we're getting a bounce support on that lower band. That's coming in at about $1.29 on Ondo. Money flow is still in the red, though, guys, but the RSI is pushing up, and we do have a green histogram on the daily. So Ondo looking much stronger than any of the other alts. I just wanted to run through a few of those, give you guys an idea of how I look at these things pushing down through. I'll come back and do a couple of more here in a moment. OC, let's go check out the chat, and then we'll kick it back over to you. Let's see here. RMT, 10 subscriber. French Toasters, subscribing to Emma Coiner. I love it. See, that's great. All right. Did I miss anything in here? I don't think I did. I think we're good. OC. Emma, there are tiers now. I believe memberships unlock at 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours. I believe you are correct, Retro Mike. OC, let's go ahead and kick it back over to you. Let's see what you're looking at. We got about 7 minutes, so you can grab a couple, and then I will come back and knock out some. Also, guys, Emma Coiner is trying to get emojis for her channel. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, go subscribe to Emma so that she can get those and start doing some content. And we've got some fun. You got Emma. You got to put ribs, though. I will send you the emoji for ribs, because if we come in, we got to have rib chat. Guys, drop the ribs. Let them know what's going on with rib chat. OC, let's kick it over to you. What do you got for us, man?
Absolutely. Another success. Boom shakalaka, Piper, if you may, please. Let's roll those. There we go. Nice. So we got it right here on Costco. Remember, we were talking about Costco. TP number one hit and then trailing the rest. Remember, the first area of resistance was in here. But I was also predicting, well, not predicting, speculating. I think that's the best description, right? Speculating based on what we got on chart on our resistances, either a flip for a rebound in here or a range to retrace either on time or a retrace on price action. Why? Because we are losing the trend line. But look at that money flow, my friend. Oh my God. Money flow pushing through. Look at that. It is just fantastic how much money flow we got in here. So I believe that we will be ranging, so correcting over time, not over price. Still, that means that we might have a couple of little corrections around this area, as I am indicating in here, right? So let's just leave it as is at this point. We are trailing it. Remember, our stop loss right now, it should be somewhere around this area. I might consider just lowering just a little bit more in here. I might adjust it. Remember, MJ, it is the one coordinating these purchases. So I'll need to talk to her. So yeah, Scripture Test said she is the owner of that wallet. So other than that, Costco looking fantastic. Possible re-entry song coming in within, I will say, at the end of the weekend, Sunday maybe, Monday maybe, we could be seeing a little bit of a retracement. And then as we have again flip off the ribbon, Whatever it happens, either happens there or either happens right down below here, when we have flip of the ribbon at the support area, well then that is our entry zone right at the we have a previous resistance or support. So my stop loss should be, I don't know, I'm gonna keep it here. Maybe if we retrace all the way down here, I re-enter with confirmation. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, re-entering with confirmation at somewhere around here when I already have flip of the ribbon and I have 1 or 2 candles going up. So other than that, let me see one more coin. I want to take a look at XRP because Alex Crypto is here. He is a fan of XRP. He even promised to buy the top in there. Yeah, I know. So remember, V-shaped recovery after a little range, high not high in the previous range, and guess what? We nailed it. We nailed it right here, and we are on our way up. If you did not enter an XRP here, right now is not the time. It is not the time at this point. I usually said yes with confirmation, but look at that candle structure. Your entry should have been either in this candle, or this last big candle. But at this point, we are not. We are 1, 2, and 3 candles old, right? We had that 3 candle flip of the ribbon, and we have not yet broken through this the zero line, and we don't see the big reaction playing out. Remember that our next target, if you are in long right now, should be somewhere around 266 ish, right? And your stop loss would have been on 204 at this point. If you are on long, move your stop to entry and wait for whatever the market wants to do. If you're not on long, wait for a retracement, maybe a double bottom. Look for a break of the zero line to the upside. That will be key, guys, in this case, right? This is for the 4 hours, so you might still have 1 or 2 days to wait on this. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Yep, we're at the bottom of the time here. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys. We do have an announcement to make. We are going to be doing a Piper Academy alumni meetup cruise in 2026. So we're not sure where we're going to go yet. Don't know a destination. Don't know when in the year. I've got 5 vacations between now and 1 year from now. So going all the way into January 2026, which is, by the way, a cruise. December is another cruise. Next month is a cruise. But we are going to be doing it sometime, probably in the fall of 2026. I know it's a ways off, but start planning now. We're going to do a Piper Academy alumni cruise, and we're going to be giving away a oceanside view room for 2 to one of our members. So and by the way, we're going to be doing it based on how long you've been a member too. So if you have been a member at each of the categories, you will have an entry for each one. So at the 3-month mark, 1 month mark, 3-month mark, 6-month mark, and 1 year mark will all give you extra entries for that giveaway. Also, if you are in our WAP on our Discord, which is our premium VIP membership, which gives you a ton of extra perks, then you're going to also have 4 memberships entries there, I should say, 4 entries there. So that is going to be amazing. But we're going to be doing that giveaway going into 2026. But you guys need to plan now. As soon as we get a date, we'll let you know. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I cannot wait to meet all these lovely people that want to join us on a cruise ship party, gamble, and sit by the poolside. Retro Mike Tech, we will keep you out of the sun. Don't worry. We'll make sure you have a cabana or something if you join us on there. Let's go ahead and head out, though, guys. We're about to go over and raid Randy Hipper's house. Go see the frat mom. She's going to drop us some tendies. When you guys get in there, drop your graduation caps. We are about to head out of here. We're going to be back Monday, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Touch some grass. Remember, the volatility in the markets on the weekends, low volume can happen. Wash a lot of people out, guys. OC, what do these people get if they smash that like button? Because they haven't smashed. Not all these people have smashed the like button yet. What do they get?
Oh man, today is gonna be a special one. And by the way, I did not smash the like button, so smashing it right now myself right there. So we are up to 52 out of 82, guys. Please smash that like button. And if you smash it on the next cruise, we might go visit Bermuda Triangle, where Bitcoin is produced. So we're gonna be scooping some Bitcoin out of the triangle. Hopefully that works. Don't believe me? Click that like button and see it happen.
Awesome, guys. We'll be back here next Monday morning, starting the whole morning off a Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp, and we'll be on at Market Open next week, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with all the news, the charts, the headlines, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until then, guys, trade safe, and as always, use some risk management. Check you guys later. Peace.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall off.
I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline.
Boom shakalaka!
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall off. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.